back in DayZ on the Xbox, and we've got more sort of, I guess you could say, definitive news on 1.04. Obviously, the discussion last time, we kind of went over things, but now there's a bit more details based on what they've been saying, and there's also more context because they released a more in-depth look at the next update. So that's kind of what we're going over today, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I know, 1.04, we got lots of details when we keep going over it, but you know, there's just kind of a lot of news around it, and it's the hot thing, so, you know, that's how it goes. Just gonna combine these, grab that. Cool, because we can never get enough DayZ on the Xbox. Cool. So to start, we're going to show the guns. So, as I run into this tree, with the update actually being out, they've produced pictures of the guns, so I'm going to overlay that. First up, we have the KA-74. This is a selective fire assault rifle fed from a detachable magazine. It was introduced in the 70s as a replacement for the KAM with compatible attachments. It uses 5.45 by 39mm rounds. And you kind of see that it looks generally like an AK. Next up is the KA-101, which looks very similar. This is a selective fire assault rifle fed from a detachable magazine. This is an export version of the modernized KA-74M with compatible attachments. It uses 5.56 by 45mm rounds. Cool, right? New improved weapon attachments, the P187L scope, and the regular and tracer variant mounts of the 5.45 by 39. Again, we don't have pictures of the two ammunitions, but yeah, we do have the two guns that I showed there. Just so you get an idea of what they look like, and this is now live on the PC version of DayZ. So if you have access to that, you can go and kind of get a glimpse as to what to expect when it does come to consoles. You know, assuming you have it there. Yeah. And I mean, this is going to be similar to the PS4 version too. I was kind of doing separate videos. I think only one person complained, so that's good. Because, I mean, people are going to be searching for DayZ on Xbox or PS4. They're not going to be exclusively looking for one or the other. And, I don't know, I think the idea is good that, to cover kind of both, because you don't necessarily have a crowd that's mixed groups. At least that's what I've seen view-wise. There doesn't seem to be a lot of bleed over between the two. Past that, somebody mentioned that rice actually expands in your stomach, so you don't need to eat as much of it, so I guess that's kind of neat. And I don't know if that has to do with the new mechanic for guts, but anyways. Cool, on to the next section of information. Infected now spawn with headgear and other attachments. So we got a picture briefly of that, so you can see the infected wearing a backpack and a hat. So it actually appears that these are sort of things that you should be able to take from the infected. I guess you could maybe necessarily also damage them too, and it's just going to be an extra factor on the zombies. I don't know how much of a factor because we haven't seen it live, or what the heck, or in regards to just like, you know, dynamically how it's going to look on zombies, we have no idea. Hopefully there's not too many clipping issues and stuff like that. We'll obviously have to wait and see, right? But it is going to be neat, and perhaps, you know, just the idea of you being able to like have like see zombies that are wearing like hats and bags and gear and stuff, maybe like a fresh dynamic to gameplay, just for making the zombies come across as more unique out there, a little bit more dynamic and less boring. I mean, they're going to be more varied, right? You'll see like maybe like, because we see the same zombie a few times. I know other people have to deal with that too, right? You see the same kind of zombie multiple times. This may add the much needed variance in that regard, just so that we can see, you know, some more crowd diversity, and also to get loot items easier too, so we don't have to go very far to get stuff. I don't know. Could be interesting. Well, again, we'll have to wait and see just how, like the rarity. We don't know like the rarity of how likely we are to run into the zombies that are like this, how dense they're going to be in the game, or anything like that. So it'll be interesting. On to the next thing. So throwing stuff. Obviously we talked about like the grenades and everything like that. Oh, a chicken. I haven't seen that in a while. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Yeah, so now apparently it looks like we're going to be able to throw all kinds of items. I don't know the limit on this. It sounds kind of like you can throw anything. But, are these, like, are the chickens on, like, a set path, or do they kind of, like, run away from you? You just kind of keep chasing them. Better watch out, it's me and El Chico. Chasing people around. He's a tough chicken. Oh, and just so you know, you can sprint while you crouch, in case you didn't know that. Advanced techniques, right? If you guys have advanced technique tips, I'd like to do something a little more complex for tips and tricks, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do in it. You know, assuming I get to keep all my loot and gear that I have right now. I guess I could go over, like, farming and stuff, but I already have guides separate for that. I don't know, just general ideas what you think are, like, more, or what would be similar to, like, an advanced technique that I could cover. Because people are always like, yo, advanced techniques, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess there's lots of little things that go over while I'm playing, but I don't know if they're advanced. So back to the item throwing as I get off topic there. Yeah, it sounds like we'll be able to throw all kinds of stuff, because somebody was like, potato throwing, and I'm like, I don't see why not. And the animation looks kind of cool. On PC, you hold G, and then you get into like a throwing stance. So I don't know how they're going to do that button mapping wise. Maybe like, do we use the left bumper for anything? Other than like, you know, aim and stuff, but could we? Yeah, maybe it could be LB. I don't know. So it sounds like we're going to be able to throw stuff. That should be interesting. And again, we are expecting that these 1.04 mechanics directly go to consoles, because that's just how it works update-wise. So, yeah, Capri Pass. Yeah. Should be cool to throw things. I guess that could also be a prelude to maybe like a... Well, I guess if you should be able to throw spears then too, right? So I guess that could be a really interesting dynamic, is having like a javelin type thing. Because you're also going to have independent shoulders, so you can carry two melee weapons or firearms at the same time. I guess you could technically have like two spears. You could have one as a stabby one and one as like a throwing hunting spear. It's kind of an interesting idea. The medical editions. So there's actual fevers are introduced properly, apparently. Effects and balancing for epinephrine, codeine pills, morphine, and charcoal tablets. So those are going to actually have, like, you know, more of a purpose. I think somebody said I need to take tetracycline for my health. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out for that. In the next town, obviously. Yeah, shoes gradually wear off. So I don't know if I mentioned this in a video since, but because beforehand I was like, oh, your shoes will just start bleeding out to keep an extra pair. You could just repair shoes and stuff, so I always forget about those mechanics in this game, how like technically focused it is. So yeah, I imagine it not being an issue with broken shoes. Just have to bring something that you can keep them fresh with, and it'll be like a gradual breakdown. So I imagine they'll last like a long time, but maybe not as long as real life, because it's kind of a game. I don't know. I suppose it depends on how intense they want to get. Yeah, so then you can also check the pulse. So this is more for like seeing if somebody's actually dead or not. So you don't have to like, you know, do guesswork or keep swinging once somebody's on the ground. You actually can check and make sure, yo, I did kill this person, which I imagine will be beneficial for a lot of people. At least I think it will be. I don't know. And then patch notes. Yes, so this is something I wanted to talk about quite a bit. At least this part. So they're adding new sort of like movement-based things. So kind of dealing with server hopping. So they're going really hostile. When a player changes the server, a hopping spawn point is used instead of the last log-off position. So if you're switching servers, you might actually end up like way far from where you were. And that kind of sounds a little worrisome, because like sometimes it's, you know, it becomes nighttime and I want to switch because nobody can see and anything like that. Oh crap. Those guys look deadly. And they look gillied up, so I want to get back to somewhere where I can actually have some cover to deal with them. Because I'm in an open field, and they might have snipers, because that guy looked like he had a ghillie suit on. So yeah, I don't want to be in the open with a submachine gun and a shotgun. Yep. That's exactly what's happening right now. I made a very smart call. Oh, I think I'm getting shot at. This is not good. Anyways, the server hopping sounds more intense, so we don't necessarily know how much this is going to change gameplay, but we could end up, like, way away from where you are. But I need to focus on survival here. If you switch the server, you'll be teleported to a coastal location as part of our countermeasures. So this could potentially, like, radically change how the game is set up, where you end up afterwards. If it's a night switch, you'll be like, wow. So I don't know if there's probably going to be, like, certain time limits involved in this, I would imagine. Can I not get in here? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, this is a bad situation. Yep, no, this is not good. This is not good at all. I've technically been backed into a bit of a corner if they chase me up here. But that was a very smart survival move instead of going head on to those guys in the open field. Now, I wonder, it probably wouldn't be smart to get an elevated position, but I would definitely want to get a spot where I can sort of see where they're going. Yeah. Totally missed that guy. Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me. Crap. Oh, look, all the zombies are coming. That's fantastic. But are they chasing after those guys? Oh crap, that guy's sneaking around this way. This is a very awkward place for like a fight to go on. Oh crap. Is this like a base or something? This is not good. I think somebody... Is this set up? Oh crap. Yeah, not good. Yeah, this is not a good situation. Okay. So I'm not bleeding yet, but all the zombies are around me. Really? Oh, did the zombie get me or did they down me? I think I'm gonna die here. So we can focus back on this. So you can just reconnect to the same server as the goal of what they're wanting to do. In regards to the server hopping, they want to be very strict on that, and that's kind of what it sounds like. So stopping hopping, stopping ghosting. And that's just kind of the situation with it. It sounds kind of intense and a little over the top because I like to switch out when it is, you know, nighttime and stuff like that. Am I getting killed by a zombie right now? Is that what's happening? I don't know if I think I'm gonna die. Oh, did I just get knocked out by a bullet, or did a zombie like knock me out from the side? That's tragic. So tragic. But, I guess the guy must have shot me or something. I thought that was interesting. Because I don't know if he was shooting at me, he was shooting at the zombies, and I was kind of shooting at him, but then I think I got clipped from the side by a zombie. Yeah, anyways, go over other things that I've noticed here. Kind of see where I'll spawn. If anywhere remotely close to where I died. Which I am not. I am way up north, and I've lost everything that I had all that time. That sucks. I didn't even get to go into like an epic battle with those guys because of all the zombies nearby. But I guess that's the dynamic of DayZ. So why weren't the zombies going after him when he was shooting? Was it because they were all attached to me when I was going into there? I don't know. I guess this is why you kill on sight, but at the same time, it would have been pretty dumb for me to kind of go off against them like that, head on in the open field. They had better long-range weapons. At least I was assuming so. Magazine auto refill. So I don't know if we're going to get that feature. We've talked about some of the other things. Multiple player spawn points, which is kind of what we've been talking about with the player spawns and getting moved around. Fever causing water loss. Infected can be spawned. Headgear, vests, backpacks. Yes. Positional rain sounds for the coal plant. That makes more sense. Before it was like coal plant positional rain sounds, and I was like, what? So it sounds like the rain will be properly audio oriented in the coal plant, which is a big deal, I guess. I don't know. Flare effect. Stamina is depleted if a player is hit by a flashbang. Oh. That's gonna cause stamina depleted. Huh. Because you may remove your own stamina, or, I mean, that basically makes somebody a sitting duck, doesn't it? By throwing a flashbang at them, it makes them entirely useless. That's weird. Player can hear his voice when talking through a megaphone. PAS, when receiver is nearby, or transmitter when more is on the same frequency. Man, those guys got all my loot. I should have just wasted more bullets by hiding in that building. I should have just hidden the building and shot at them. But then I'm a sitting duck if the guy comes from behind. I don't know. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Dead. And it sounds like people are shooting out here. Charcoal tablets, eliminate salmonella. We've gone over that. Trying to see what else there is, like, main focuses. Grenades. They fixed a lot of things, so influenza will actually have like a blur now. It's just cool. We've been talking about that. Where are these shots are coming from? Closing the doors, missing sounds. The headlights on the car moving around. Will not fold the map. Liquids, contents of barrel do not persist, so we're gonna get persisting liquid barrels. Incorrect visual state of the speedometer. AI could teleport, so that'll be nice. I kind of don't want to be here right now, but maybe I'll just let this guy kill me. Oh look, I can measure my temperature. That's a neat thing to do. Ow. Zombie gonna die tonight. Actually just kill that zombie with a... That's interesting. Combination locks can be opened upon restart, so that's good. Anything else? No, that's about it for... where does my temperature show up? Fascinating. Just bleeding out. Oh. Sure, I'll take the empty scorpion. Man, I didn't even get to use the scorpion. That's sad. I feel so bad about having that character dead, because there was so much I wanted to do with them. Oh, well. But yeah, that's basically 1.04. I think we've really got a hold on what it's going to be in terms of content. It sounds like there's going to be a lot in it, and it's going to change the game quite a bit. It's going to be expansive. And... I mean, we should also have the 1.03 stuff that necessarily didn't get... Because, I mean, PC got that. We didn't get it. So you get all the content in 1.03 that we covered in the past. So that's more, again, like night vision styled, if that makes sense. You know, like MAGs and tracer stuff. And, yeah, that should actually be a pretty cool one, too, I think, in my opinion. Because we're going to get, like, one really large update that also, hopefully... I think performance has been a bit better. I can't speak for the, you know, the regular console versions. I might go and actually check out the OG Xbox at some point for a video. Maybe do like a comparison between the consoles. That might be neat. Because obviously it's not fair to put a 1X against the PS4 and blows it out of the water. But you know what I mean, right? Doing that kind of switch up and stuff might be fun. Might be something different. A sea chest. I don't remember this being a thing. Do you guys remember sea chests? That's kind of cool. Like, is this where it spawns is in here, or did somebody put this in here? Oh, I lost my tent too? Son of a bitch. So do you just, like, you can't really, like, place these or anything. It's just like a sea chest. I think that was a base that I ended up with or in earlier. That's why it was so weird looking. Anyways, yeah, that's about DayZ for now with my weird sea chest that I didn't anticipate having. So yeah, that was a thrilling adventure. I hope that covered and answered some more details. Is that a custom built house down there? There were more details about DayZ. Yay.